me many years ago. My mother sang a song to me in tones so sweet and low. Just a simple little ditty in our good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if she could sing that song to me this day. Lora, 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 hush, now don't you cry. Lora, 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 that's an Irish lullaby. Oft in dreams I wander to that spot again. I feel her arms a-hugging me as when she held me then. And I hear her voice a-humming to me as in days of yore, when she used to rock me fast asleep outside the cabin door. Lora, 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 hush, now don't you cry. Lora, 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 that's an Irish lullaby.
Good evening, and welcome to this Zoom reading of In the Shadow of the Glen and the Old Lady Shows Her Medals. Behind me is the House of Romulus in the Roman form. This reading will take you to County Wicklow in Ireland and to the London of the World War I. John Millington Synge was urged by William Butler Yeats when they founded the Abbey Theatre to write about a world that has never been seen before. If you've never encountered a Synge play, the language and the world is unlike any you'll ever see. The Scottish playwright, James Matthew Barrie, made the majority of his career on the London stage and in England. He wrote many full-length plays, not the least of which is Peter Pan. But he also wrote about 10 one-act plays. 4 of them deal with World War I, and The Old Lady Shows Her Medals is the last in that volume. If you enjoy tonight, you can go to the Different Stages website and give us a donation. Thank you for coming.
Good evening to you, lady of the house.
Good evening, kindly stranger. It's a wild night, God help you, to be out in the rain, Foland.
Oh, 'tis surely. Now walking to Britis from the Auburn Fair.
Is it walking on your feet, stranger?
On my own 2 feet, lady of the house. And when I saw the light below, I thought maybe if you'd a sup of new milk in a quiet, decent corner where a man could sleep. Oh, The Lord have mercy on us all.
It doesn't matter anyway, stranger. Come in, out of the rain.
Is it departed he is?
It is, stranger. He is after dying on me, God forgive him. And there I am now, with 100 sheep beyond on the hills, and no turf drawn for the winter.
Oh, it's a queer look is on him for a man that's dead.
Well, he was always queer, stranger. And I suppose them that's queer and they living men will be queer bodies after.
Isn't it a great wonder? You're letting him lie there and he is not tidied or laid out itself. Oh.
I was afeard, stranger, for he put a black curse on me this morning if I'd touch his body the time he'll die sudden, or let anyone touch him except his sister only. And it's 10 miles away she lives in the big glen over the hill.
Oh, it's a queer story. He wouldn't let his own wife touch him, and he died quiet in his bed.
He was an old man, and an odd man, stranger. And it's always up on the black hills he was, thinking thoughts in the dark mist. Lay your hand on him now and tell me if it's cold he is, surely.
Oh, is it getting a curse on me you'd be, woman of the house? I wouldn't lay my hand on him for the Luna Hannigan, and it filled with gold.
Yeah, maybe cold would be no sign of death with the like of him, for he was always cold, every day since I knew him, and every night, stranger.
Oh.
But I'm thinking it's dead he is, surely, for he's complaining a while back of a pain in his heart. And this morning, the time he was going off to British for 3 days or 4, he was taken with a sharp turn. And he was saying it as he was going into his bed, and he was saying he was destroyed, he was, the time the shadow was going up through the glen. And when the sun set on the bog beyond, he made a great leap and let a great cry out of him and stiffened himself out, the like of a dead sheep.
Oh, God bless his soul.
Yeah. Maybe that would do you better than the milk of the sweetest cow in the county Wicklow.
The Almighty God reward you, and may it be to your good health.
I've no pipes, saving his own, but they're sweet pipes to smoke.
Oh, thank you kindly, lady of the house.
Sit down now, stranger, and be taking your rest.
I've walked a great way through the world, lady of the house, and seen great wonders, but I never seen a wake till this day with fine spirits and tobacco and the best of pipes, and no one to taste them but a woman only.
Didn't you hear me say it was only after dying on me he was, when the sun went down? And how would I go out into the glen and tell the neighbours, and I a lone woman with no house near me?
Oh, there's no offence, lady of the house.
No offence in life, stranger. How would the like of you, passing in the dark night, know the lonesome way I was, with no house near me at all?
Oh, I knew rightly. And I was thinking, I coming through the door, that it's many a lone woman would be afeard of the like of me in the dark night, in a place that wouldn't be so lonesome as this place, where there aren't 2 living souls would see the little light you have shining from the glass.
I'm thinking many would be afeard, but I never knew the way I'd be afeard of beggar or bishop or any man of you at all. It's other things than the like of you, stranger, would make a person afeard.
Ooh, it is surely. God help us all.
You're saying that, stranger, as if you were easy afeard.
Oh, is it myself, lady of the house, that does be walking around in the long nights and crossing the hills when the fog is on them, the time a little stick would seem as big as your arm, and a rabbit as big as a bay horse, and a stack of turf as high as a towering church in the city of Dublin? Oh, if myself was easily afeard, I'm telling you, it's long ago I'd have been locked into the Richmond Asylum, or maybe have run up into the back hills with nothing on me but an old shirt, and been eaten with crows, the like of Patch Darcy. Oh, the Lord have mercy on him. In the year that's gone.
You knew Darcy?
Oh, wasn't I the last one heard his living voice in the whole world?
There were great stories of what was heard at that time, but would anyone believe the things they do be saying in the glen?
Oh, it was no lie, lady of the house. I was passing below on a dark night, the like of this night, and the sheep were lying under the ditch, and every one of them coughing and choking like an old man with the great rain and the fog. And then I heard a thing talking, queer talk, you wouldn't believe it all, you out of your dreams. And merciful God, says I, if I begin hearing the like of that voice out of the black mist, I'm destroyed, surely. Oh. And then a run, and a run, and a run, till I was below in Rathvanna. I got drunk that night. I got drunk in the morning and drunk the day after. I was coming from the races beyond. And the third day, they found Darcy. Then I knew it was himself I was after hearing, and I wasn't afeared anymore.
Oh, God spare Darcy. He'll always look in here, and he passing up or passing down. And it's very lonesome I was after him a long while. And then I got happy again. If it's ever happy we are, stranger. For I got used to being lonesome. Was there anyone on the last bit of the road, stranger, and you coming from Ogram?
There was a young man with a drift of mountain ewes, and he running after them this way and that.
Far down, stranger?
Oh, a piece only.
Maybe, if you're not easy afeared, you'd stay here a short while alone with himself?
Oh, I would surely. A man that's dead can do no hurt.
I'm going a little back to the west, stranger. For myself would go there one night and another and whistle at that place. And then the young man you're after seeing, a kind of farmer, has come up from the sea to live in a cottage beyond, would walk around to see if there was a thing we'd have him to be done. And I'm watching him this night, the way he can go down into the glen when the sun goes up and tell the people that himself is dead.
Oh, no, it's myself will go for him, lady of the house, and let you not be destroying yourself with the great rain.
Oh, you wouldn't find your way, stranger, for there's a small path only, and it's running up between two strokes where an ass and cart would be drowned. Let you be making yourself easy and saying a prayer for his soul, and it's not long I'll be coming again.
Maybe if you'd have a piece of gray thread and a sharp needle. Oh, there's great safety in a needle, lady of the house. I'd be putting a little stitch here and there in my old coat. The time I'll be praying for his soul and it going up naked to the saints of God.
There's the needle, stranger. And I'm thinking you won't be lonesome, and you used to the back hills, for isn't a dead man itself more company than to be sitting alone and hearing the winds crying and you not knowing on what thing your mind would stay?
It's true, surely. And the Lord have mercy on us all. De profundo sanctus sanctimus Alleluia, amen. Padre nostro de profundis te.
Don't be afeared, stranger. A man that's dead can do no hurt.
I meant no harm, your honor, and won't you leave me easy to be saying a little prayer for your soul?
The devil mender! Do you hear that, stranger? Did you ever hear another woman could whistle the like of that with 2 fingers in her mouth? And destroyed with the joust, and let you bring me a drop quickly before herself will come back.
Is it not dead, you are?
How would I be dead? And I as dry as a baked bone, stranger.
What will herself say if she smells the stuff on you? For I'm thinking it's not for nothing you're letting on to be dead.
It is not, stranger, but she won't be coming near me at all. And it's not long now I'll be letting on before I've a cramp in me back and me hips asleep on me. And there's been the devil's own fly itching me nose. And it's near dead I was wanting to sneeze, and you blathering on about the rain and Darcy, the devil choke him, and the tower in church. Give me that whiskey, would ya? Would you have yourself come back before I taste a drop at all? Now, go over to that cupboard and bring me back a stick you'll see in the west corner by the wall.
Oh, is this it?
It is, stranger. It's a long time I'm keeping that stick, for I've a bad wife in the house.
Oh, is it herself, master of the house? And she a grand woman to talk?
It is herself, surely. It's a bad wife she is. Bad wife for an old man. And I'm getting old, God help me. Though I've an arm to me still. Let you wait now a short while, and it's a great sight you'll see in this room in 2 hours or 3. Is that somebody above?
Oh, there's a voice speaking on the path.
Put that stick in the bed and smooth the sheet the way it was. Me falling asleep now, and don't let on that you know anything, or I'll be having your life. I wouldn't have told you at all, but it's destroyed with the jolts I was.
Oh, have no fear, master of the house. What it is it I would be knowing that the like of you, that I'd be saying a word or putting out my hand to stay at all? Shh. Be quiet, I'm telling you. They're coming now at the door.
Oh, I wasn't long at all, stranger, for I met himself on the path.
You were middling long, lady of the house.
There was no sign from himself.
Oh, no sign at all, lady of the house.
Go over now and pull down the sheet and look on himself, Michael Dara, and you'll see it's the truth, I'm telling you.
I will not, Nora. I do be afeard of the dead.
Will you drink a sup of tea with myself and the young man, stranger? Or will you go into the little room and stretch yourself a short while on the bed and thinking it's destroyed you are walking the length of that way in the great rain?
Oh, is it to go away and leave you, and you haven't awaked, lady of the house? I will not, surely. And it's none of your tea I'm asking either.
That's a poor coat you have, God help you. And I'm thinking it's a poor tailor you are with it.
Oh, if it's a poor tailor I am, I'm thinking it's a poor herd to be running back and forward after a little handful of ewes, the way I seen yourself running this day, young fella, and you coming from the fair.
Let you not mind him at all, Michael Dara. He has a drop taken, and it's soon he'll be falling asleep.
Oh, it's no lies telling. I was destroyed, surely. Oh, they were that willful, they were. Running off into one man's bit of oats and another man's bit of hay and tumbling into the red bogs till it's more like a pack of old goats than sheep they were. Mountain ewes is a queer breed, Norberg, and I'm not used to them at all.
Oh, there's no one can drive a mountain ewe but the men do be reared in the Glen Malure, I've heard them say, and above by Rathvana and the Glenny Mall. Men the like of Patch Darcy, God spare his soul, who would walk through 500 sheep and miss one of them, and he not reckoning them at all.
Is it the man went queer in his head the year that's gone?
It is, surely.
That was a great man, young fella. A great man, I'm telling you. There was never a lamb from his own ewes he wouldn't know before it was marked, and he'd run from this to the city of Dublin and never catch for his breath.
He was a great man, surely, stranger. And isn't it a grand thing when you hear a living man saying a good word of a dead man, and he mad dying?
Ah, it's the truth I'm saying. God spare his soul.
I heard tell this day, Nola Burke, that it was on the path below Patch Darcy would be passing up and passing down. And I heard them say he'd never passed it night or morning without speaking with yourself.
It was no lie you heard, Michael Dara.
I'm thinking it's a power of men you're after, knowing if it's in a lonesome place you live itself.
It's in a lonesome place. You do have to be talking with someone and looking for someone in the evening of the day. And if it's a power of men I'm after knowing, they were fine men. For I was a hard child to please and a hard girl to please. And it's a hard woman I am to please this day, Michael Dara. And it's no lie, I'm telling you.
Was it a hard woman to please you were when you took himself for your man?
What way would I live? And I an old woman if I didn't marry a man with a bit of a farm and cows on it and sheep on the back hills?
That's true, Nora. And maybe it's no fool you were, for there's good grazing on it, if it is a lonesome place. And I'm thinking it's a good sum he's left behind.
I do be thinking in the long nights, it was a big fool I was that time, Michael Dara. For what good is a bit of a farm with cows on it and sheep on the back hills, when you do be sitting, looking out from a door, the like of that door, and seeing nothing but the mist rolling down the bog. Oh, and the mist again, and they rolling up the bog. And hearing nothing but the wind crying out and the bits of broken trees were left from the great storm, and the streams roaring with the rain.
What is it ails you this night, Nora Burke? I've heard tell it's the like of that talk you do hear from men, and they after being a great while on the back hills.
It's a bad night, and a wild night, Michael Dara. And isn't it a great while I am at the foot of the back hills, sitting up here boiling food for himself, and food for the brood sow, and baking a cake when the night falls? Isn't it a long while I am sitting here in the winter and the summer and the fine spring, with the young growing behind me and the old passing, saying to myself one time to look on Mary Bryan, who wasn't that height, and I a fine girl growing up. And there she is now with 2 children and another coming on her in 3 months or 4.
Well, that's £3 we have now, Nora Burke.
And saying to myself another time to look on Peggy Kavanagh, who had the lightest hand at milking a cow that wouldn't be easy, or turning a cake. And there she is now, walking around on the roads, or sitting in a dirty old house with no teeth in her mouth, and no sense, and no more hair than you'd see on a bit of a hill, and they after burning the furs from it.
That's £5 in 10 notes, a good sum, surely. Oh. And it's not that way you'll be talking when you marry a young man, Nora Burke. And they were saying in the fair, me lambs were the best lambs. And I got a grand price, for I'm no fool now at making a bargain when me lambs are good.
What was it you got?
£20 for the lot, Nora Burke. We do right to wait now till himself will be quiet a while in the 7 churches. And then you'll marry me in the chapel of Rathvana, and I'll bring the sheep up on the bit of a hill you have on the back mountain. And we won't have anything we'd be afeard to let our minds on when the mist is down.
Why would I marry you, Mike Dara? You'll be getting old, and I'll be getting old, and in a little while, I'm telling you, you'll be sitting up in your bed, the way himself was sitting, with a shake in your face and your teeth falling, and the white hair sticking out round you like an old bush where sheep do be leaping a gap. It's a pitiful thing to be getting old, but it's a queer thing, surely. It's a queer thing to see an old man sitting up there in his bed with no teeth in him and a rough word in his mouth, and his chin, the way it would take the bark from the edge of an oak board you'd have built in a door. God forgive me, Michael Dara, we'll all be getting old, but it's a queer thing, surely.
It's too lonesome you are from living a long time with an old man, Nora. And you're talking again like a herd that would be coming down from the thick mist. But it's a fine life you'll have with a young man. A fine life, surely. Oh, Son of God, deliver us.
You'll not marry her the time I'm rotting below in the 7 churches, and you'll see the thing I'll give you will follow you on the back mountains when the wind is high.
Get me out of it, Nora, for the love of God. You always did what you bid him, and I'm thinking you would do it now.
Is it dead he is, or living?
Oh, it's little you care if it's dead or living I am. But there'll be an end now of your fine times and all the talk you have of young men and old men and of the mist coming up or going down. You walk out now from that door, Nora Burke, and it's not tomorrow or the next day or any day of your life that you'll put your foot in through it again.
Oh, it's a hard thing you're saying for an old man, master of the house. And what would the like of her do if you put her out on the roads?
Let her walk around like the like of Peggy Kavanagh below and be begging money at the crossroads or selling songs to the men. Walk out now, Noah Burke. And it's soon you'll be getting old with that life, I'm telling you. It's soon your teeth will be falling, or your head'll be like the bush where the sheep do be leaping a gap.
There's a fine union below in Rathdrum.
The like of her would never go there. It's lonesome road she'll be going and hiding herself away till the end will come, and they'll find her stretched out like a dead sheep with the frost on her. Oh, the big spiders, maybe. They putting their webs on her in the boot of the ditch.
What way will yourself be that day, Daniel Burke? What way will you be that day, and you lying down a long while in your grave? For it's bad you are living, and it's bad you'll be dead. Yet, if it is itself, Daniel Burke, who can help it at all? And that you be getting up into your bed and not be taking your death with the wind blowing on you and the rain with it, and you having your skin.
It's proud and happy you'd be if I was getting my death the day I was shot of yourself. Let you walk out of that door, I'm telling you, and let you not be passing this way if it's hungry you are, or wanting a bed.
Oh, maybe himself would take her.
What would he do with me now?
Give you the half of a dry bed and good food in your mouth.
Is it a fool you think him, stranger? Or is it a fool yourself were born? Let her walk out of that door, and let you go along with her, stranger, if it's raining itself, for it's too much talk you have, surely.
We'll be going now, lady of the house. The rain is falling. Oh, but the air is kind, and maybe it'll be a grand morning by the grace of God.
What good is a grand morning when I'm destroyed, surely? And I going out to get my death walking the roads.
Oh, you'll not be getting your death with myself, lady of the house. And I know in all the ways a man can put food in his mouth. We'll be going now, I'm telling you. And the time you'll be feeling the cold and the frost and the great rain and the sun again and the south wind blowing in the glen. Not be sitting up on a wet ditch the way you're after sitting in the place, making yourself old with looking out each day and it passing you by. You'll be saying one time, oh, it's a grand evening by the grace of God. And another time, oh, it's a wild night, God help us. But it'll pass, surely. You'll be saying that.
Go out of that door, I'm telling you, and do your blathering in the glen below.
Come along with me now, lady of the house. And it's not my blather you'll be hearing, but you'll be hearing, the herons crying out over the black lakes. And you'll be hearing the grouse and the owls with them, and the larks and the big thrushes when the days are warm. And it's not for the likes of them you'll be hearing a talk of getting old like Peggy Kavanagh and losing the hair off you and the light of your eyes, but it's fine songs you'll be hearing when the sun goes up, and there'll be no old fella wheezing the like of a black sheep close to your ear.
I'm thinking it's myself will be wheezing that time with lying down under the heavens when the night is cold. But you've got a fine bit of talk, stranger. And it's with yourself I'll go. You think it's a grand thing you're after doing with your letting on to be dead. But what is it at all? What way would a woman live in a lonesome place the like of this place, and she not making a talk with the men passing? And what way will yourself live from this day, with none to care for you? What is it you'll have now but a black life, Daniel Burke? And it's not long, I'm telling you, till you'll be lying again under that sheet, and you're dead, surely.
But sit down now and take a little taste of the stuff, Macaldara. There's a great drought on me, and the night is young.
And it's very dry I am, surely, with the fear death you put on me. And I have to drive it mountain ewes since the turn of the day.
I was thinking to strike you, Macaldara. But you're a quiet man, God help you. And I don't mind you at all. Your good health, Macaldara.
Oh. And God reward you, Daniel Burke. And may you have a long life and a quiet life and good health with it.
Sinking with its splendor in the west, as a mother bade her son a fond farewell. And her loving eyes were tender as she drew him to her breast, for her heart held more than any tongue can tell. The teardrops from her eyes began to steal, as to her boy she made this last appeal. Never forget to write home, even if only a line. Just try to make your mother feel you come to make good, although you have the whole world against you. Send us your love and a kiss. Those are the things that we miss. No matter where you may roam, never forget to write home. You've often heard the proverb, out of sight is out of mind. Don't forget the little girl you left behind. She is always thinking of you, and her heart will ever yearn, for she'll always be the same sweet girl you'll find. So one kind word from you is like a star that sends its cheerful message from afar. Never forget to write home, even if only a line. Just try to make your sweetheart feel you commence to make good, although you have the whole world against you. Send us your love and a kiss. Those are the things that we miss. No matter where you may roam, never forget to write home. They were summoned from the hillside, they were called in from the Glen, and the country found them ready at the stirring call for men. Let no tears add to their hardships as the soldiers pass along, and although your heart is breaking, make it sing this cheery song. Keep the home fires burning while your hearts are yearning dark cloud shining, turn the dark cloud inside out till the boys come home. Overseas there came a pleading, help a nation in distress, and we gave our glorious laddies honor bade us do no less. For no garant son of freedom to a tyrant's yoke should bend, and a noble heart must answer to the sacred call of friend. Keep the home fires burning.
Just one more winkle, Mrs. Mickleham.
I say it is so.
I say it may be so.
I suppose I ought to know, me that has a son a prisoner in Germany, being the only lady present that has that proud misfortune.
My son is fighting in France.
Mine is wounded in 2 places.
Mine is at Saloniki.
You'll excuse us, Mrs. Haggerty, but the correct pronunciation is Saloniki.
I don't think. And I speak as one that has war-saving certificates.
We all have them.
Oh, it's a terrible war.
Oh,
yes,
it is, you may say.
Terrible.
What I see is the man is splendid, but I'm none so easy about the staff. That's your weak point, Mrs. Mickleham.
You may take it from me, the staff's all right.
I'm very relieved I am to hear you say it.
You don't understand properly about trench warfare. If I had a map,
No, wait. Look. That's the River Somme. Now, if we had barrages here.
Very soon you'd be invalided. Oh, where's your support, milady?
what none of you grasp is that this is an artillery war.
I say that the word is Saloniki.
There she goes again.
We'll change the subject.
Hmm.
Have you seen this week's fashion chat? The garbardine with the accordion pleats has quite gone out.
Sakes, you tell me.
The plain smock has come in again with silk lacing, giving that charming cheek effect.
Ooh.
I must say, I was partial to the straight line, though trying to them that is of too friendly a figure.
Lady Dolly Canister was seen conversing across the railings in a dainty de jour.
Fine would I have liked to see her.
She is equally popular as a maid, a wife, and munition worker. Her 2 children is inset. Lady Bobs Babington was married in a tight tour.
What was their going away dress?
A champagne cream velvet with dreamy corsage. She's married to the Colonel Honourable Chingford Snubs, they called him at Eton.
Very likely he'll be sent to Saloniki.
Wherever he's sent, she'll have the same tremors as the rest of us. She'll be keen to get the letters wrote with pencils as you or me.
Pencil letters.
And women in enemy lands gets those pencil letters and then stop getting them. The same as ourselves. Let's occasionally think of that.
I ask you.
That's oddly language, Mrs. Dowie.
Kindly excuse. I swear to death, I'm none of your pacifists.
That's really granted.
I've heard of females that have no male relations, and so they have no man party at the wars. I've heard of them, but I don't mix with them.
What can the likes of us have to say to them? It's not their war.
But they are to be petted.
But the place for them, Mrs. Dowie, is within doors with the blinds down.
That's the place for them.
I saw one of them today buying a flag. I thought it was very impudent of her.
So, it was.
I had a letter from my son Percy yesterday.
Alfred sent me his photo.
Letters from Selene is less common.
Kenneth writes to me every week. Look at this. All his.
Alfred has little time for writing, being a bombardier.
Do your letters begin, dear mother?
Generally.
Invariable.
Every time.
Kenneth's begin, dearest mother.
A short man, I should say, judging by yourself.
6 feet 2.5.
A kiltie, did you tell me?
Oh, most certainly. He's in the famous Black Watch.
The Surrey Rifles is the famousest.
You and the king disagrees, Mrs. Aggerty. His choice is the buffs, same as my Percy's.
Oh, give me the RHA and you can keep all the rest.
I'm sure I have nothing to say against the Surreys and the RHA and the buffs, but they are just breeches regiments, I understand.
We can't all be kilties.
That's very true.
Has your son great airy legs?
Tremendous.
The Reverend Gent.
I see he's had his boots heeled.
No, Chair, no thank you. Friends, I have news.
News?
From the front.
My Alfred, sir.
I tell you at once that all is well. The news is from Mrs. Dowie.
News for me?
Your son, Mrs. Dowie. He has got 5 days leave. Well, now. Good news doesn't kill.
We're glad, Mrs. Dowie.
You're sure?
Quite sure. He has arrived.
He is in London.
He is. I have spoken to him.
Oh, you lucky woman.
Oh, ladies, it is quite a romance. I was in the church army quarters in Central Street, trying to get on the track of 1 or 2 of our missing men. Suddenly, my eyes, I can't account for it, but suddenly my eyes alighted on a Highlander, seated rather drearily on a bench with his kit at his feet.
A big man.
Oh, a great brawny fellow.
Oh.
My friend, I said at once, welcome back to Blighty. I make a point of calling it Blighty. I wonder, I said, if there's anything I can do for you. He shook his head. What regiment? I asked. Black Watch, 5th Battalion, he said. Name, I asked. Dowie, he said.
I declare, I do declare.
I put my hand on his shoulder as it might be thus. Kenneth Dowie, I said, I know your mother.
What did he say to that?
He was incredulous. Indeed, he seemed to think I was balmy, but I offered to bring him straight to you. I told him how much you had talked to me about him.
Bring him here.
I wonder he needed to be brought.
Well, he had just arrived and was bewildered by the great city. He listened to me in the taciturn Scotch way, and then he gave a curious laugh.
Laugh?
Oh, the Scotch, Mrs. Trimley, express their emotions differently from us. With them, tears signify a rollicking mood, while merriment denotes that they are plunged in gloom. Now, when I had finished, he said at once, let us go and see the old lady.
Is he Coming?
Well, he has come. He's up there. Well, I told him I thought I had better break the joyful news to you.
Kindly get them to go away.
Ladies, I think this happy occasion scarcely requires you. I also am going instantly.
I would thank none for their company if my Alfred was at the door.
The same for me. Shall I send him down, Mrs. Dowie? Look at the poor joyous thing, sir. She has his letters in her hand.
A good son, Mrs. Dowie, to have written to you so often. Oh, Dowie, my friend, there she is, waiting for you, with your letters in her hand.
That's great.
Hmm.
Do you recognize your loving son, Mrs.?
I'm pleased. I wrote so often.
Well, let's see them.
Oh.
Nothing but blank paper. Is this your writing pencil on the envelope? Covey told me you were a charwoman, so I suppose you pick the envelopes out of waste paper baskets and such like, and then change the addresses.
No, don't you burn them letters, mister.
They're just letters.
They're all I have.
Oh, I thought you had a son.
Oh, I never had a man, nor a son, nor anything. I just call myself Mrs. to give me a standing.
Well, it's past my seeing through. What made you do it?
It was everybody's war, mister, except mine. I wanted it to be my war too.
Oh, you'll need to be plainer. And yet I'm damned if I care to hear you, you lying old trickster.
You're not going already, mister.
Oh, yes. I just came to give you an ugly piss in my mind.
Well, you haven't given it to me yet.
Oh, you had a cheek.
You wouldn't drink some tea.
Me? I tell you, I came here for the one purpose of blazing away at you.
Well, you could drink the tea while you was blazing away. There's Winkles.
Is there? Not me, you're just a common rogue. Now then, out with it. And as you char, I suppose you're on your feet all day.
I'm more on my knees.
That's where you should be for me.
Oh, mister, I'm willing.
Stop it. Oh, go on, you accomplished liar.
It's true that my name is Dowie.
It's enough to make me want to change mine.
I've been charring and charring and charring as far back as I mind. I've been in London this 20 years.
Well, skip your early days. I have an appointment.
And then when I was old, the war broke out.
How could it affect you?
Oh, mister, that's the thing. It didn't affect me. It affected everybody but me. The neighbours looked down on me. Even the posters on the walls of the woman saying, "Go, my boy," leered at me. Sometimes I cried by myself in the dark. You won't have a cup of tea?
No.
No. But suddenly, the idea came to me to pretend I had a son.
You depraved old limer. But what in the name of old neck made you choose me after the whole British Army?
Well, maybe, mister, it was because I liked you best.
Oh, now, woman.
I read one day in the papers in which he was assisted by Private K. Dowie, 5th Battalion, Black Watch.
Did you know? Well, I expect that's the only time I was ever in the papers.
I didn't choose you for that alone. I read a history of the Black Watch first to make sure it was the finest regiment in the world.
Well, anybody could have told you that.
Mm.
Now, I like the Scots voice of you, woman. It drummles on like a hell burn.
Frozen water runs by where I was born. Maybe it teached me to speak, mister.
Canny, woman, canny.
I read about the Black Watch's ghostly piper that plays proudly when the men of the Black Watch do well, and prouder when they fall.
Oh, that's some foolish story of that kind.
Mm.
But you couldn't have been living here at the time, or they would have guessed.
Mm.
Suppose you flitted.
Yeah, it cost me 11 and sixpence.
How did you guess that the K in my name stood for Kenneth?
Does it? Oh, an angel whispered it to me in my sleep.
Well, it's the only angel in this whole black business. You little thought I would turn up. Or did you?
I was beginning to weary for a sight of you, Kenneth.
Well, what word was that?
Mister.
Well, I hope you're pleased with me now that you see me.
Oh, I'm very pleased. Does your folk live in Scotland?
Glasgow.
Both living.
Aye.
Is your mother terrible proud of you?
Naturally.
You'll be going to them.
After I've had the skite in London first.
Oh, so she is in London.
Oh.
You're a young lady.
Are you jealous?
Not me.
Oh, well, you need to be. She's a young thing.
It surprises me. A beauty, no doubt.
Oh, you may be sure. She's a titled person. She's equally popular as maid and wife and munition worker.
Tell me more about her, man.
She sent me a lot of things, especially cakes and a worsted waistcoat with a loving message on the enclosed card.
You'll try one of my cakes, mister.
No, not me.
They're of my own making.
No, thank you.
What's the matter? Tell me, mister.
That's the exact kind of cake that her ladyship sends me.
The waistcoat right, mister. Oh, I hope the Black Watch colours pleased you.
Wait. Was that you?
I dared to give my own name, you see. And I was always reading hers in the papers.
Woman, is there no getting rid of you?
Are you angry?
Hell. Give me some tea.
Oh. Kenneth.
What?
Nothing. Just Kenneth.
Well, don't you be thinking, misters, that for 1 minute that you've got me.
Oh, no.
I have theatre tonight, followed by a randy dandy.
Oh, Kenneth, this is a queer first meeting.
It is, woman, it is. And it's also the last meeting.
Yes.
So, here's to you. You old mop and pail. Ave atque vale.
What's that?
Means hail and farewell.
Are you a scholar?
Being Scots, there's almost nothing I don't know.
What was you to trade, huh?
Carter, glacier, waterman, any rough jobs.
You're a proper man to look at.
I'm generally admired.
She's an enviable woman.
Who?
Your mother.
Huh? Oh, well, that was just me protecting myself from you. I have neither father or mother, nor wife, or grandmama. This party never knew who his proud parents were.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's gospel.
Heaven be praised.
Hey, none of that. I was a fool to tell you, but don't think that you can take advantage of it. Pass the cake.
I dare say it's true. We'll never meet again, Kenneth, but if we do, I wonder where it will be.
Ha! Not in this world.
There's no telling. It might be at Berlin.
Todd, if I ever get to Berlin, I believe I'll find you there waiting for me.
With a cup of tea for you in my hand.
Yes, and very good tea too.
Kenneth, we could come back by Paris.
All the ladies like to go to Paris.
Oh, Kenneth. Kenneth, if just once before I die, I could be fitted for a Paris gown with dreamy corsage.
You're all alike, old covey. And we have a song about it. Mrs. Gill is very ill, but nothing can improve her but to see the Tuileries and waddle through the Louvre.
Oh, you must learn me that. Mrs. Dow is very ill, nothing can improve her.
But dressed up in a Paris gown to waddle through the Louvre.
Oh, hairy legs.
Hey, now, mind your manners. Well, thank you for my tea. I must be stepping.
Where are you living?
Well, that's the question. But there's a place called the Hut, where the 2nd Battalion are. They'll take me in. Beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars.
Well, I've never been here before, and if you know what it is to be in such a place without a friend. I was crazy with glee when I got my leave at the thought of seeing London at last, but after wandering its streets for 4 hours, I would have been glad to have been back in the trenches.
That's my quandarum too, Kenneth.
I'm sorry for you, you poor old body. But I see no way out for either of us.
Do you not?
How are you at it again?
Kenneth, I've heard that the thing a man on leave longs for more than anything else is a bed with sheets and a bath.
Well, you've never heard anything truer.
Go into that pantry, Kenneth Dowie, and lift the dresser top and tell me what you see.
It's a kind of bath.
You could do yourself there pretty, half at a time, huh?
Me?
There's a woman through the wall that would be very willing to give me a bed till your leave is up.
Oh, is there?
Kenneth, look.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's the kind of dogs that we need in the trenches.
That's your bed, Kenneth.
It's mine. You queer old divert. What can make you so keen to be burdened by a lump like me? I'll tell you, I'm the commonest kind of man.
Oh, I'm just the commonest kind of old wifey myself.
I've been kicked about all my life, and I'm no great shakes at the war.
Yes, you are. How many Germans have you killed?
Just 2 for certain, and there was no glory in it. It's just because they wanted my shirt.
Your shirt?
Well, they said it was their shirt.
Have you took prisoners?
I once took 6, but that was a poor affair too.
How could one man take 6?
Well, just in the usual way. I surrounded them.
Kenneth, you're just my ideal.
You're easily pleased. Well, let's see how this thing works. Old lady, if you really want me, I'll bite. Oh, but, mind you, I don't accept you as a relation. For your personal glory, you can go on pretending to the neighbours, but the best I can say for you is that you're on probation. I'm a cautious character. We must see how you'll turn out.
Yes, Kenneth.
Now I think for that bath. My theatre begins at 6:30. The cove I met on the bus is going with me.
You're sure you'll come back?
Oh, yes. I'll leave my kit in pledge.
You won't liquor up too freely, Kenneth. Huh?
Ha! Hey, you're the first to care whether I do or not. I promise. Todd, I'm beginning to look forward to be awakened in the morning by hearing you cry, "Get up, you lazy swine!" I kind of envied men with women folk that had the right to say that.
What is it, Kenneth?
The theatre. It would be showier if I took a lady.
Kenneth, tell me this instant what you mean. Don't keep me on the jumps.
Oh, no. It couldn't be done.
Was it me you were thinking of?
No, just for the moment. But you have no style.
Not in this, of course. But oh, Kenneth, if you saw me in my merino, it's laced up the back in the very latest.
Well, let's see it. Looks none so bad. Have you bits of chiffon for the neck? It's not bombs, nor Kaisers, nor Tipperary that men in the trenches are thinking of. It's chiffon.
I swear I have, Kenneth, and I have a bangle and a muff and gloves.
Aye. Do you think that you could give your face less of a homely look?
I'm sure I could.
Well, then you can have a try. But mind you, I promise nothing. All will depend on the effect.
I tell you flat, Amelia, I bears no need to yunkerdom.
Sitting there by the fire, you and me as one to another. What do you think will happen after the war? Are we to go back to being as we were?
Speaking for myself, Amelia, not me. The war has wakened me up to an understanding of my own importance that is really astonishing.
Same here. Instead of being the poor worms, the like of you and me thought we turns out to be visible departments of a great and haughty empire.
There's that submarine again.
It's a terrible war.
Is that so?
I wonder what will happen when it ends.
I have no idea.
Are they not back yet?
No. We have been waiting this half hour. They're at the theatre again.
You tell me. I just popped in with an insignificant present for him as his leave is up.
The same Aaron brought us.
My present is cigarettes.
So is mine.
Mine too.
Mine has gold tips.
So is mine.
What care I? Mine is exquisitos.
Excuse us, Mrs. Aggerty, if that's your name, but the word is exquisitos.
Much obliged.
I think I heard a taxi.
It'll be a third this week.
What is she in?
A new Astrakhan jacket he gave her with Venus sleeves.
Has she sold a gabardine coat?
Oh, not her. She has them both at the theatre. Warm night though it is. She's wearing the astrakhan and carrying the gabardine flung careless-like over her arm.
I saw her strutting about with them yesterday, looking as if she thought the two of them made a procession.
Strike me dead if she's not coming mincing down the stair, hooked on his arm.
Goodness, we have visitors.
Your servant, ladies.
We should apologize. We are not meaning to stay.
You are very welcome. Just wait till I get out of my astrakhan and my gloves and my excelsior.
You've given her a glory time, Mr. Dowie.
Oh, it is her that has given it to me, missus.
He just pampers me. The Lord forgive us. But this being the last night, we had a sit-down supper at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I swear by God that we had champagne wine. And to them as doubts my words, here's the cork.
I'm sure.
I would thank you, Mrs. Dowie, not to say a word again, my Alfred.
Me?
Oh, come, ladies. If you say another word, I'll kiss the lot of you.
Really, them soldiers.
Them guilties is the worst.
I'm sure we don't grudge you your treats, Mrs. Dowie, and sorry we are that this is the end.
Yes, it is the end. It must be off in 10 minutes.
Poor thing. But we must run, for you'll be having some last words with her.
I kept her out long on purpose, so as I have less time to say them all in.
It's the best way. Just a mere nothing to wish you well, Mr. Dowie.
A scraping, as one might say.
The heart is warm, though it may not be gold-tipped.
You bricks.
Oh, good luck, Cookie.
Good luck to you.
Same to you. And if you see a soldier man up there in a kilt, here's the one that's going back with me. Tell him not to come down, but to give me to the last minute, and then to whistle. Hello. Old lady.
Is it time?
No, not yet. I've left word for Dixon to whistle when go I must.
All is ended.
And now then, you promised to be gay. We were to help one another.
Yes, Kenneth.
Now it's bad for me, but it's worse for you.
The men have medals to win, you see.
The women have their medals too. Come here. Actually, I'll come to you. God.
What is it, Kenneth?
You're a woman.
I had near forgot it.
Have you noticed you never called me son?
Have I noticed it? I was feared, Kenneth. You said I was on probation.
And so you were. But their probation's ended. And the like of me. But if you want me, you can have me.
Kenneth, will I do?
Oh, woman, don't be so forward. Wait till I've proposed.
Propose for a mother.
Why for no? Mrs. Dowie, you queer Carl, you spunky titty. Have I your permission to ask you the most important question a neglected orphan can ask of an old lady?
None of your sauce, Kenneth.
For a long time, Mrs. Dowie, you cannot have been unaware of my sonnish feelings for you.
Wait till I get my mop to you.
And if you're not willing to be my mother, I swear I'll never ask another. Was all well-behaved, infant mother?
Not you, sonny. You were a rampaging rogue.
Was I slow in learning to walk?
The quickest in our street. Was that the whistle?
No. See here. In taking me over, you have, in a manner of speaking, joined the Black Watch.
I like to think that, Kenneth.
Oh, then you must behave so that the Ghost Piper can be proud of you. Son, that's the style. Now listen. I've sent in your name as being my nearest of kin, and your allowance will be coming to you weekly in the usual way.
Oh, is it wicked, Kenneth?
Oh, I'll take responsibility for it in both worlds. You see, I want you to be safeguarded in case anything happens to me out
Kenneth,
there.
Kenneth.
Son! Have no fear. I'll come back, covered with mud and medals. Mind you have that cup of tea waiting for me. What fun we'll have writing to one another. Real letters this time.
Yes.
It would be a good plan if you began the first letter as soon as I've gone.
I will.
I hope Lady Dolly will go on sending me the cakes.
You may be sure. Oh.
Oh, well, you must have been a bunny thing when you were young.
Away with you.
Oh, that scarf set you fine.
Blue was always my color. Oh.
Old lady, you are what Blighty means to me now.
Never forget to write home, even if only a line. Just try to make your mother feel you come to make good, although you have the whole world against you. Send us your love and a kiss. Those are the things that we miss.
Oh.